Hello guys, and welcome back to some Frosti-Town. I just recorded a video but my microphone was off, so I'm gonna commentate on it. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna delete the cube. You're gonna create a plane. You're gonna press S8. The next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna set up your camera. So I set up my camera in the center to right about there, and I went into camera settings, and after going to camera settings I bring back the focal length and maybe just back it up a little bit, maybe just just back it up a little bit so we can see the full view of the landscape we're gonna create another plane. We're gonna scale on the x-axis to right about there, and the next thing we're gonna do is gonna bring it a little bit upwards. Now time for the fun part. We're gonna go into edit mode. We're gonna subdivide this by 30, yeah, and we're gonna go into edit mode and we're gonna select some of these vertex. We're gonna turn on proportional editing. We're gonna go into random and we're gonna select the select option, and we're gonna bring it up and we're gonna scroll up so we can get that mountain effect. So after setting this, I messed up a little bit. I need to go back. Then I add a control 5 to add a subdivision modifier. Then I go back into vertex select mode because I'm in face select mode. Go back into vertex select mode and I select one of the vertices and I bring it up to right about there. So next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select these vertices and I'm gonna make mountains. So I did the same thing with this one too, but this one is too close to the plane that we have created in the middle. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna press Alt X. If you have hard ops box cutter, you can press Alt X and you can mirror it on the other side. The next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into shading tab and we're gonna save this, and we're gonna go into shading tab. We're gonna create a Musgrave texture and we're gonna create a bump node that is for the plane in the center. We're gonna plug the normal into the normal and we're gonna plug the height into the height. Then we're gonna create a color ramp, and there we go, not a vertex color, a color ramp. There we go. Plug the height into the factor and the color into the roughness. We're gonna copy the color ramp and we're gonna bring it to the center, and we're gonna bring the roughness down a little bit. We're gonna detail up and dimension down, and we're gonna bring the base color down to 0, and we're gonna come on, select it, and then we are going to bring the roughness down a little bit. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna adjust this plane to right about there. The next thing we're gonna do is we are going to select the mountains that we have created and we're gonna create new, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a bump node and we're gonna do a noise texture. Plug the normal to the normal, create a noise texture, plug the factor into the height, and we're going to create a color ramp. Plug the factor into the factor and the color into the roughness, and then what we're going to do is we're going to bring the base color down. We're going to bring the detail up. First we're going to bring the roughness down a little bit, and we're gonna bring the detail up. We're gonna bring the distortion. We're gonna mess around with the distortion to get that alienated effect, like we're in a separate, like we're in a different planet. And we're gonna bring the roughness just a little bit down, make it a bit shiny, and we're gonna mess around with the strength a little bit to right about there. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a cube and we're gonna bring it back over there. We're gonna scale this up, bring it back over there, and we're gonna scale on the y-axis just equal to the plane in the center, and we're gonna bring this guy up, G and Z. Then we're gonna go into hard ops and box cutter, and we're gonna go into view. We're gonna press D, and we are going to go into square cut mode, and we're gonna go into view, and we are going to cut in the center to right about there. Press E to extrude, and if it doesn't work, press E again, it will extrude in the opposite way. Then we're going to press Q, left control, and sharpen, and then we are going to select the inner part that we cut. But first let's give it a texture. First we're going to give it a metallic, roughness all the way up, and color all the way down to 0. Then we're going to add a emission shader, and gonna give it red, and we're gonna give it 50, and we are going to assign that. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go into world settings. We're gonna turn the world settings down. I'm gonna go back into light, and we're gonna give it a reddish color right about there. Alright, the next thing what we're gonna do is we are going to create an empty, and we are gonna bring this back to right about there. I'm gonna go into our camera settings, and we're gonna go into depth of field, and we're gonna select empty, and we're gonna bring it back. Next thing what we're gonna do is it looks something like this. We're gonna import an FBX. You can download this from Mixamo, it's completely free. And we're gonna download this guy. We're gonna go into this part, and we're gonna rotate him. We're gonna scale him down in the object properties, and there we go. So we're gonna render this, and there we go, you have something like this. So I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you did, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share, and as always, stay frosty, and Frosti-Town signing out.